If you were to relive your life, what would you do? What would you say? How would you live? Who would you be? These are some of the questions Arata Kaizaki had to answer when he chose to relive his life. By choosing, well, ReLife. This show revolves around the character Arata Kaizaki, a 27-year-old man whose life was crumbling by the second. For starters, he was a guy that didn't really have a stable job. When things were still not going his way, his mom decided to stop giving him money. So as a whole, he really didn't have anybody to turn to when it came to financial support. Due to his stress, he started to smoke. So, his lung capacity was at an all-time low. Everything was hopeless for Arata, and he was on the verge of being homeless. That is, until a man appeared. Someone who was going to get Kaizaki back on his feet again. Someone who was going to help him reshape his life for the better by giving him a ReLife. Get it? Because that's the title. You need to leave! So now that we got that out the way, what does it mean to get a ReLife? Well, there can be a few factors, but let's talk about the ones that I'm most passionate about today. The first ReLife is one that can help us in our everyday life. To ReLife, or to relive your life, is to get a new life. Or how some of us would put it, to restart or start over. For example, there are people in the beginning of the year that have New Year's resolutions, whether it's to fix a habit or have a new perspective on life. That's basically the simplistic way of saying things. We get to see a glimpse of this in the manga or in the anime. Kaizaki ends up making choices that he would never consider his first time around. Whether it's to quit smoking, making friends, or even fighting for what's right. When Kaizaki began his ReLife, he made decisions he never even considered before. Decisions that can end up benefiting him in the future. Decisions that could also benefit you and me as well. It's up to us to make decisions that will help us have a better future. Whether it's to fix up our eating habits, going to the gym, or being a better person overall. These decisions are needed in order to start your life over and to live a better tomorrow as well. Now I want to discuss another type of ReLife. A ReLife that helped me look at life a little bit differently. The spiritual ReLife. If you may or may not know, I'm a Christian. And there's this moment in time that we tend to look at things differently. A moment where we notice we're too messed up on our own. We tend to be so flawed that we have to take a step back and restart. And I don't just mean in my day and age as well, but from centuries and thousands of years ago. And it all pans back into a story about a man named Nicodemus who asked Jesus what he needs to do to be saved. Jesus says,
"No one can get into heaven without being born again."
Now Nico, he's mad confused. And he makes his concerns known to Jesus, saying, Jesus, you know I'm an old fart, right? The other day I got up and, 5 of my bones cracked in unison. How can I hop into my mom's belly like old times? Jesus knew after that, he still didn't get it. And with that, he explained to Nicodemus that being reborn again had nothing to do with 10 plus hours of labor, but a change in his life through baptism. When we choose to be reborn again, we're making the same choice Arta had, to start over, to turn the page and start a new leaf, and to make our lives better than it was yesterday. God knows we're not perfect, and that another chance is not just needed, but necessary. Although we cannot take a pill in order to gain our ReLife, that doesn't mean we can't start over. Whether it's in our everyday life or in our spiritual life, we can still choose to start our ReLife today, because starting over from the very beginning can eventually change your mindset on life and make you the person you were always meant to be.
Welcome to your ReLife.